Am I in the camera shot? I mean, I'm scooch over. Scooch over, Red.
Hey now.
No hat this week, huh?
Okay.
Makeup game's on fleek,
Thanks.
but
I
no
thought
hat.
we were headsets, and I brought myself a little flower that I was going to put on the headset. It's a little fascinating.
So, okay, can we talk about something? Hey, Facebook Live, can we talk about something? I noticed in Hamilton, I watched Hamilton a few times
Alexander
now.
Hamilton. Mm-hmm.
The new microphones, and I Googled this, the way they do microphones now
That's
is super cool.
That's 10 years.
Not new, okay.
Not new at all. And it also depends on the actor. Some people prefer to have them here. Some people prefer to have them over their ear.
Where I was coming with this, or going with this, is you do some stage work.
I do.
And by stage work, I mean theater, not any other stage work. You do stage work.
I do.
Where do you mic up when you do mics?
Oh, it totally depends. If I'm wearing a wig, definitely up at the top because it kind of blends with the hairline.
Theater Baton Rouge has all this.
Theater Baton Rouge has, it's kind of a choice. It depends on the show that you're doing. Guys who usually don't wear wigs, usually I think most guys do on the side.
Talk 107.3.
Oh, this is fancy. This has never happened before. This is a first for me.
AT&T telephone account, they're sending technicians out.
Oh. I thought it was going to be a call-in.
I've been wanting to answer that phone all week.
We need to start letting people call in to the show. Maybe not.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
Brian has to do more work that way.
And then we have to screen calls.
Press a button.
In case there's
So have you ever watched when people call in? It's actually kind of...
With the giant switchboard and the...
No offense, Baton Rouge. Cue the banjo music. I mean, it's like...
What do you mean, watched like this?
As in... It's not the people always who call in that you want to call in.
But I can't imagine there are people watching our show that we want to call in.
I just want you to know, Haldane, I'm a sovereign citizen, and the government can't do nothing to me because I don't recognize the law and the authority of the government. That's my sovereign citizen accent.
Oh.
Sorry.
So you are going to be auditioning for the next show at Theater Baton Rouge?
I have voices.
Is that what's happening here?
I hear things, you know.
You know, they're doing some radio plays. There's a radio play right now that is being rehearsed. It's called, oh man, I know it's called Hitchcock. It's 3 shows that Alfred Hitchcock movies have been turned into radio plays. Shout out Jason Bro. Shout out entire cast of that show. It's going to be over Halloween. So it's all scary things, and it's actually going to be on Zoom. Yeah.
Can I say this?
No.
I'm getting over Zoom. I'm just kind of getting.
Oh my God! You got
I'm
Zoom
over
fatigue.
It. I'm like
Zoom fatigue. It's a real thing.
You've been Zoomified.
So remind me. I need to tell you guys about I gave a talk yesterday to the Pike fraternity about sex. Well, sexual assault, not sex. I didn't tell them birds and bees and stuff, but it was a sexual assault talk. It was and then I gave career advice. It was awesome. And then one of them said, "You really sound like you have your stuff together," and I started laughing. What's what?
Everyone got quiet.
Yes, we're ready. Let's do this. On this episode of Geaux Rouge, I'm going to eat as many sliders as I can from small. Wait, never mind. Stop. That was the last time.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that. Welcome to episode number 44 of the Geaux Rouge radio show. We're live. Well, we're not live. We're on Facebook Live. We're recording at Talk 107.3. I'm here with Chelsea Giddon.
Hello.
Franz Borkart, and we have Brian Haldane on Master Controls. Before we jump into the mayor's office, Veneeth, Iyengar, we're going to do some things first to line up. So let's talk first about the slider situation.
I've heard enough about that.
I'm not going to lie. The next day, as much pain as I was in, the next day, I was like, you know what hit the spot right now?
Sliders.
Small sliders.
There you go.
So it's next level now. I need to up my game. I need to up the game a little bit.
I feel like we should make like a dice, and then we can just roll it, and whatever it lands on is what you're going to eat next.
With like
little draw out.
Yeah, draw ball.
I could be. We could put people's
From
names
the courthouse to the outhouse. Franz Borchardt, Geaux Rouge. All right, so the Geaux Rouge show is brought to you by the following sponsors, who will probably not sponsor anymore after this: the Smith Shanklin Sosa Personal Injury Law Firm. They are your go-to personal injury law firm. Breck Parks, Sullivan's Steakhouse, your neighborhood steakhouse. I had dinner at Sullivan's the other night. Oh my god.
And don't they have that one cocktail that you're always talking about?
They do. They do have a, what's the name of that cocktail?
It's got like pineapple-iness.
Oh, it's a knockout.
It's knockout. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't really drink anymore, but you can drink a knockout. But
I am a knockout, Franz.
Yes, you are. Next sponsor, Borchardt Law Firm, the premier criminal defense attorney and firm in Baton Rouge, and if not the planet Earth. Louisiana Tech Park. Louisiana Tech Park, I've been chatting with them. Genevieve over at Nexus Louisiana has some really great ideas on the economic development, which we're going to be talking another direction with you. But she's got some plans over there about what they can do in terms of cultivating some entrepreneurial development here economically. So stay tuned on that. I'm going to try to get her on the show. And then last but not least, La Divina Italian Cafe, open every day with your custom-made from-scratch breakfast. I like the frittata omelet.
Frittata. See, I've never been there for breakfast.
Frittata.
I need to remedy that, but they have amazing like panini-style sandwiches and their gelato. I can never walk in there without getting gelato.
The fact that you haven't gone to breakfast just means that you're not perfect. You're a
That's
little
my
flawed.
one flaw, everyone. That's my one flaw.
So jumping in, we've got a VIP in the studio today. We got Veneeth. Hey, man, what's going on?
Good, man. Good to see you.
So we're not. Now look, we're not the Brian Haldane number. So we're a little bit more laid back. We're not as serious. We had invited you on today because you and the mayor's office are doing some really cool economic stuff. I'm gonna say stuff. That's
things.
Yeah. And I wanted you to have a chance to kind of update us on what's going on, because we celebrate the best parts of Baton Rouge, and this is exciting to me.
Yeah. So we've and I've told Brian and his listeners, but we've taken a concerted effort to reach a number of different companies, both on the technology side and the healthcare side, to come and invest in Baton Rouge. I think we've got a ton to offer between LSU, Southern, BRCC. And it's just a matter of just getting our name out there in front of companies, especially now as they start to, in the next couple of months, start to look at investing in markets outside the coast. So we want to start to be top of mind, capture those businesses, and get them to land here. But I'll tell you, just as a disclaimer, I'm the chair of Innovation Catalyst, which is the evergreen fund that's under the Research Park Corporation that Genevieve runs. And really cool, exciting companies that are coming out of Innovation Catalyst. In fact, one of the companies that we invested in early on a couple of years ago was Waiter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
So Waiter, Mastery Prep, which is one of the fastest growing ACT prep companies. That's an Innovation Catalyst company. And so really cool things with small businesses, technology.
So I want to follow that up with, so one of the things I want to see happen is I want to see entrepreneurs supported here in Baton Rouge, here in Louisiana. And when you talk to them, the common comment is the money is out in California. It's in Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley, yeah.
So how do we make Baton Rouge a hot spot, or what's the term I want to, epicenter? If you're talking about earthquakes.
Pandemic?
Yeah.
No, too soon.
Well, that's what epicenter makes me think of.
Right, okay. So how do we make Baton Rouge into that Silicon Valley of the Bayou South? I don't know what we're
Yeah.
that.
Well, people call, Silicon Bayou. That's what the folks in New Orleans.
Really?
Silicon Bayou.
I think Silicon Bayou. That's what there's a group that identifies the top 100 Silicon Bayou leaders.
Okay. I like it.
It's a good phrase. I'll tell you, look, in Baton Rouge, and especially the key to attracting investments really has to do with really start selling the kinds of businesses that we have here that are investable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you talk to investors typically throughout the country, they're going to always say, we will always go to where the deals are. I think the first thing we need to do is to identify the best companies, the best small and medium-sized companies that are in Baton Rouge, and start to invite investors here. So it's a combination of inviting folks from the outside, but also to start developing those relationships of angel investors locally. So
what makes Baton Rouge appealing for those people, or what are you doing to try to lure them in?
Well, I think it's selling LSU selling Southern is really critical. If you talk about the issues and challenges that we're having as a country, right? I think you're beginning to see increased awareness of investing outside of the coast, right? So when I say outside of the coast, outside of
East Coast, West Coast.
West Coast, right? And so the idea is to invest in Middle America, to invest in places like Louisiana and Baton Rouge.
What are in your mind? What are some boundaries, or what are some obstacles that we need to work on, and that the mayor's office is trying to develop to get us there?
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing, actually, we're the mayor and I are leading a call this afternoon at 3:00. There's some interesting, and it's going to be with a bunch of economic developers. So Adam Knapp's going to be there. The folks from LSU, Southern, Innovation Catalyst.
And for those who don't know, Adam Knapp is with the Baton Rouge Area Chamber.
CEO of the Baton Rouge Area Chamber. So there's some interesting research that's come out that says one of the things that you need to do as a community to really attract investors and to build economic development, generational wealth, is to identify what this researcher said are the best entrepreneurs that have the ability to grow and scale.
Okay.
These are companies that are in the technology space, in the food space, advanced manufacturing space, that have less than 50 employees that have the ability to rapidly grow. So what they've done is they've looked at other cities in the country and they've said, if you, let's say Baton Rouge, identify these best companies and then provide the wraparound services for them to grow, then they'll accelerate.
So I feel like everybody's asking us about everything.
Yeah.
But how is Corona affecting those kinds of things right now?
So what Corona is doing is it's actually disrupting business models.
Which is a good and bad thing.
Which is a good and bad thing. So some of the traditional economic business models are likely going to be upended because of coronavirus, right? You're beginning to see, obviously, anything that's business to consumer, where there is a delivery component increasing. You're beginning to see grocery stores increasing in terms of volume. But you're going to also look at, and one of the things that we're looking at is resilient economies. So how do we, within the mayor's office, start to create a much more resilient, balanced economy in Baton Rouge so that, God forbid, if there is another pandemic, we're not going to be necessarily hit as much as perhaps other markets.
One of the interesting conversations I recently had, I feel comfortable announcing this.
Oh boy.
I am hosting a new video podcast for Ladder and Bloom about commercial real estate, and we did an episode on retail. And I started the episode by asking this panel of experts, hey, is retail dead, or is there opportunity there? We talked about telemedicine versus healthcare and how, look, healthcare's not going anywhere.
Right.
Even with telemedicine, we are going to need retail space
Correct.
for that. And it was a very interesting, we were talking about getting businesses to stay here, develop here, and all that. So, look, we've got about two minutes left.
Yeah.
What else is going on, man? Talk to me.
So look, in addition to all the economic development stuff in the mayor's office, we're doing a ton in the healthcare side of things to addressing some of the issues around inequity in North Baton Rouge. And, I work very closely with Jared Heimowitz, who runs the Mayor's Healthy City Initiative. And to your point on healthcare, one of the things that we're looking at driving is new innovative primary care models in North Baton Rouge that helps address the acute needs of folks in North Baton Rouge, which I think is hugely important. And it's so what we're doing is scouring the country to invite investors that know how to service a population that's largely Medicaid, Medicare, whose per capita income is less than half of the rest of the parish. And that's been successful. So Howell Place is a big medical project that we announced July 9th with Mayor Broom leading the way with the governor. That's going to bring Auctioner into North Baton Rouge. They're expecting to see 10,000 patients next year. So between all the things that we're doing from an economic development side, from a healthcare side, conceivably we may cover 15-20% of all of North Baton Rouge just through addressing their healthcare challenges.
So final 30 seconds, if people want to track what's going on, if they want to get in touch with the mayor's office or just stay in touch, where would they go? What do they need to do?
So they just need to get in touch with me. So my email address is viyengar@brla.gov. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, suggestions, thoughts, concerns, comments, and we're hyper accessible, folks.
Awesome. Well, so you've been listening to the sweet sounds of Veneeth from the mayor's office. Thank you for coming in. Look, you're always invited.
Thanks.
Now look, as important as a VIP as you are, we've got the Junior League. The league is coming in.
The league.
So
The league.
have a great day. Veneeth.
All right, thanks.
And then we're going to welcome in Alex and Norisha. Y'all are going to share this microphone right here, ladies. So for those who don't know, the league, the Junior League of Baton Rouge, is kind of like the Baton Rouge Illuminati. They are the movers and shakers. They are the under the table, to quote John Wick. Is it under the table, above the table? I don't know. So Norisha, Alex, what's going on, ladies? How are you guys doing?
Great.
We're doing great.
How are you?
Always a pleasure having you guys in.
And we had Katie last week, who's a Junior League member, right?
They're the Illuminati, dude. They are all members. They are the puppet masters. And in fact, I'm going to call Chelsea out. I've had this talk with her once on the radio. I'm fed up with it. She could join at any minute.
That's not true.
I can't join. I don't have the right parts to join. But Chelsea can join at any
That's
point,
not
and
true.
she won't join.
That is 0% true. After we had them on the show the first time, I talked to them about joining, and there's like a window when you have to apply, and then you have to be in like that specific window, and then it's like every year. So I'm getting there.
She is, because guess what? October 1st is our first recruiting event.
Boom!
Our applications open November 1st.
Did you see how Norisha jumped on that segue?
Yep, November 1st, and then they close January 31st.
So can we talk now about my favorite Junior League event all year round, with the exception of Touch a Truck?
I was going to say, I think it's Touch a Truck.
Okay, Hollydays. Talk to me. How is this going to play? Talk to me how I'm going to buy stuff, get stuff. How is it going to work? Is there still time to buy tickets? I need to know all this stuff.
Yes, there is.
So absolutely, and we appreciate the opportunity to speak to you all about it, because we're really reimagining how Hollydays looks this year. As we've had to do with a lot of things, we've had to be very flexible, and we still want to bring that experience to the community. So we'll be hosting a virtual market online, shophollydays.org. Really easy, really simple, and once you get there, you'll find all things Hollydays. So our silent auction, our virtual market, which opens on October 9th, and is left open until the 18th. The great thing with the virtual market, we can keep it open for 10 days. So you've got days and days to add to cart and shop. We have over 150 merchants confirmed. We're very excited. And then we do have a small handful of tickets to in-person events where we've reimagined all of those to comply with both the parish and the governor's guidance in order to keep our families safe, but also still reach the community and ultimately raise funds for the projects that we care about and we love.
Just so we're on the same page, the Junior League doesn't just pull the strings and run Baton Rouge. They give back to the community. They train women to be future leaders. Talk to me a little bit about where the money you raise goes.
So the money that we raise, which comes largely from our fundraisers and also our membership dues, goes to support really kind of three areas in the league. One is the training that we do. I would call it training professional development, because a lot of us walk into us as leaders, but we just want opportunities to stretch ourselves that maybe we're not getting in the workplace. So we use that money to support some of the professional development that we're doing. We use that money to support the community projects that we have in the community. So we have projects with East Baton Rouge Parish where we're painting playgrounds. We have our projects with Children's Hospital where we are doing all sorts of skits and plays and reading books and making sure that we entertain the children who are often there frequently. So those are just some of our projects. And then we also award grants in the community. So we actually have our grant deadline that is September 30th, so it closes tomorrow. We're awarding grants up to $5,000 to nonprofits in the community. But all of our money that is raised from Hollydays, from Touch a Truck, from our River Road cookbooks, which you can also purchase during Hollydays, all that goes to support the work that we do in the community.
So I now want to talk about the goodies. Because that's, I mean, let's be honest. If it's not a Mercedes or a Rolex watch, so let's talk about the goodies. I want to know what is still up for grabs in terms of raffle tickets, and I'm still throwing down the gauntlet, and nobody has done it yet. If I get a red Junior League hat, I'm donating $100 to a limited number, at least $200 for every hat I get. So $100 for every hat I get. So. And nobody's dropped off a hat
And if
yet.
I get a hat, another 100.
I get.
Yeah, that's how this works.
So let's talk the goodies. So what's up for raffle, and then what are some of the things I can look forward to buying for people while I'm there? or virtually?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do still have our Mercedes-Benz raffle tickets available. And what's great about that is you can buy it online this year. So, again, go to shopholidays.org.
This is shopholidays.org. This is to win a Mercedes-Benz, right?
Yes, a 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLB 250 SUV.
Ooh, it's an SUV, too.
And it's only $10 a ticket, and you can either buy it online, or if you happen to see a Mercedes around town, then you can just pick up your cell phone and scan it and purchase the ticket that way.
Jerry Lane needs to cover its ears up. I would look damn sexy in a Mercedes.
Well, you better buy some
Mercedes
tickets.
with a Rolex on your arm.
Okay, so talk to me about the Rolex. What color is it? I need to know.
So I'm just making sure I get this completely right. It's a 36 millimeter Rolex, oyster steel and yellow gold.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
I mean,
beautiful.
It's much better than my Apple Watch, right?
I mean,
it's from
I'll
Lee
take the Apple
Michaels,
Watch.
and Lee Michaels has been a supporter
Awesome.
of the league for so many years, and each year they donate that Rolex so that we are able to raffle it off.
So I want to thank both Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge as well as Lee Michaels for their continuing support of you guys. It's always fun. It's like you guys are selling tickets like Girl Scout cookies. And what's funny is
grown-up goodies,
you're
though.
Grown-up goodies, but you're also kind of cutthroat. Like, I get the whole, what do you mean you bought tickets from somebody else? You're supposed to buy them from me.
Yes.
I got the tickets. You know, what are you doing? So, okay. We have a little bit of time left. Before we talk about the Illuminati Junior League running the city of Baton Rouge, which you are. I mean, you're like one of the most influential women.
I did receive that award this year.
Yeah, I mean, so Norisha, she's so humble, unlike some of us.
She is.
So what are some of the I guess vendor opportunities or local or whatever? What can I buy? I want to know what I can buy
At Hollydays.
at Hollydays.
At Hollydays, so at our virtual market, what can't you buy is sort of the question at this point. We're going to have men's apparel and women's, children's, toys, a lot of holiday decorations, the things that you typically will find at a Hollydays market. But because we're virtual this year, we're actually able to incorporate a lot more vendors, which is really exciting for us because we've got a lot of smaller businesses here in the Baton Rouge area that are joining us. Monogramming, whatever you are looking for, you will probably find it at Hollydays. And you're also supporting small businesses, which at this time we know is really important.
And it's not even just about the vendors. You actually get more access to products because if you think about it, when we're in the market, people are only able to bring what it is that they have space for.
Right.
Now, because you're on their website, you're able to access everything. And let's be honest, we've all been shopping Amazon already.
Girls.
So we're just going to go ahead, go on the website, go ahead and buy all of your holiday presents and goodies and items now, so that you can make sure that you're not like dealing with slow mail.
Well,
system.
and you have 10 days, so I imagine if a vendor starts to see there's a lot of interest, they can kind of check their inventory, or if they're a creator, of like a jeweler or a ceramics artist, that they can maybe up their inventory or do something like that.
Absolutely.
So if people are going like, hey, how do I know if I need to buy something? Okay, maybe you are a business that you want to thank your clients.
Listen to this. I like this.
And go online and buy some holiday presents
and get ahead.
Buy some thank you gifts or whatever. Go ahead and get them shipped out before the Thanksgiving holidays. Or maybe I am a mom and I'm sad that I'm not going to get to see the rest of my family, my nieces, my nephews, my cousins, or whatever. And so I need to ship them their presents ahead of time. Go ahead and purchase them like on the website.
So I'm going to reiterate. If I get 2 red hats delivered to the Borkart Law Firm on St. Ferdinand Street, each hat will garner a $100 purchase of wherever y'all want the $100 to go. I don't care if it buys I mean, theoretically, I get more tickets if I buy the $10 tickets, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
$200 I'm pledging. Go Rouge's pledge. I need 2 red hats, not the gray hats.
I want a gray hat. There's a lot of red hat wearing
You
around
better
right
cough
now.
up some money, sweetheart. I mean, so
Or
now
become a
that-
member.
Or become a member.
I'm working on it.
So listen, in our remaining time, again, what's the website for Hollydays?
shopholidays.org.
So now that the mayor's office is no longer in here, I want to talk about what is it like to be pulling the strings of Baton Rouge. Because that's what the league is like, the Illuminati.
No.
How many
the
times can
league
you say
is not like the
Illuminati?
Illuminati.
At least
This is
4
what it
times. I'm
is.
trying to fucking
It
figure
is
out one
a
more time.
women's organization that believes in friendship and networking and being able to connect.
And who run the world?
Bunch of puppet
No,
masters.
and we're not doing anything differently that men haven't been doing for decades, which is making sure that we understand our network and use it to create good for the community.
So all joking aside, that I'm a staunch supporter
I know you
of
are.
the Junior League of Baton Rouge. Thank you, ladies, for coming in.
Yeah, your
I
energy
will
is
look
great.
forward
Well, we're happy to be here.
I'll look forward to 2 red hats. I'll give you one. You want a gray one?
I want a gray one. There's too much red hat wearing
So
right now.
here, one red, one gray. But then also, to any Junior League members out there listening, I really would like a Mercedes-Benz. I really would like it. And so I'm willing to go the distance on this. I mean, I'm not saying I want to set money on fire, but because your odds are not bad. I mean, the Rolex has a certain limited number of tickets, right?
Correct.
But I mean, people win this stuff. I mean, I'm not just saying that. Like, I've
Somebody
actually,
has
we
to
do
win.
the drawing online every year.
All right. So we're going to hit our first break. Thank you guys from the Junior League for coming in. Next up, sorry about that. Next up, we have Kids Orchestra and the talented Karen Profita. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
y'all.
ladies.
I know. We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate
And
y'all.
look,
Oh my God,
I'll
this
email
is
you
fun.
my link for those tickets.
What? Oh, Franz is on a call. He's special.
John, I'm on the radio.
Ooh.
What can I do for you? You need to call John. John, you need to call me back every second. Okay. Thank you.
So important.
All right, guys. So the league has been in. We're gonna do Karen, if it's okay. We're gonna do Kids Orchestra first, and then you're up. You're the finale. You're the main event. No offense, Karen Profita's the main event. So y'all come on in. So the way this is gonna work. Hey Sam, what's going on? Franz,
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Sea like the sea, the ocean.
Yes. Oh, my grandmother used to say Chelsea, and it
So,
made me so
so
mad.
the way this is
Hear
gonna
that
work
extra?
is
that little TZ.
No thanks.
So the way this is going to work is we're going to do an intro for a couple seconds, and then we're going to introduce you, and we're just going to talk about Kids Orchestra.
Sounds good.
By the way, Kids Orchestra coffee mugs. By the way,
You guys dig?
Make the best coffee mugs for soup or coffee, and if you want to put a succulent in there too, I know it's kind of cheesy.
Franz, you are succulent king now. It's like your midlife crisis is succulents. You didn't get a car.
Is
you
this
didn't
a
do anything.
pandemic thing, or is it
So
pre-pandemic?
Chelsea, I don't know how to say this. The plant habit is like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to my midlife crisis. So yes, I am in the plants. I'm gonna throw down on these Mercedes-Benz raffle tickets.
I need your help with succulents because I managed to kill one.
So they have this thing called Google. And on Google, you can search for the specific plant. And by the way, these plants love to be neglected, and I love to neglect things. So
That like cut me to the core, Franz.
I would start with something that you have to water once a month. And they have succulents that you can do once a month. And in the wintertime, it's even less.
I have two that are living.
So did
I
you
just
see the picture of the one that I bought that looks like a butt? And the flower comes out of the butt. No, I'm serious. There really is a succulent that looks like it's the shape of a butt. And you darn straight I bought it. That one only needs to be watered once a month. And if you
That's not
don't
bad.
kill it, the stem comes right out of the butt and like blooms a beautiful flower.
Don't you like
out of the butt.
spray them, or do you like actually water?
So each plant gets its own regimen of nutrition from me, and I give certain amounts of water to
Regiment of
certain ones.
nutrition.
What I do is I kind of eyeball it. So if the pot has a hole in the bottom of it, you let it drain out, right? Some of them, it's just.
So did you plant them? Like, did you go to Baton Rouge Succulent Co. and plant them? Like, get your own and then like plant?
So not that Baton Rouge Succulents is sponsoring me yet, but what I would tell you is you can bring a succulent to Baton Rouge Succulent, and they will pot it for you and drill a hole in the pot so it drains.
Or you could just buy a succulent from them.
Right, you could do that too.
That's where I get mine.
And
But
you
I
can
did
trade
kill
succulents.
one.
That's a whole nother
Yes,
thing.
you can. You can trade plants all the time.
Yeah.
We're not in an exclusive relationship, the succulent place and I. So we're
Should
dating. We've
should
gone
we-
on a few, but I'm not really.
Should we switch topics this morning and just talk
Let's
about
talk about
succulents
succulents.
exclusively?
We got to talk about the virtual
I
program.
might get in trouble, but
We got to talk about. He's the education director
Oh,
of the Kids
really?
Orchestra. They perform like you. They perform. You want to have this conversation with him? You want to lead this one? I'm
Sure,
serious.
sure.
That's not like
I'm
that's
down.
not me being snarky. That's really
I'm down. Give me my notes.
Yeah, let's talk.
Great.
So it's just a virgin.
Oh, we should
My
probably
notes are
get on.
limited.
We should probably get on the radio.
I was
first.
I think Brian was waiting for us to shut up.
No, I'm waiting for my computer to catch back up. It's kind of frozen for the moment.
Okay.
Oh, we can keep talking.
Well, now that we have
this
this
is what
time
we do.
together.
I'm Chelsea.
Chelsea, that's right. Not
Sure.
Chelsea.
Heads up.
We're taking a picture. You can take your mask off as well if you feel comfortable.
Stout. They make one
You're
Cool.
welcome.
And if you feel like you want to keep your mask on for this, it's
I
fine.
do
Cool.
It's okay.
because I live with an educator who's out in the schools.
That's fine.
And
We
she
both
lives in
had
the-
the Rona at
Yeah.
some point in time.
That's the only reason
so-
I'm not
You've
wearing one
lived
right
it?
now.
Oh, I had
survived.
lived it. Mine was a lot worse than
I
his was.
survived
I'm
it.
glad you're both here.
Me too. I was down for like the full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Couldn't taste.
Oh,
Couldn't
man.
anything. It was it was
And
bad.
I don't want to go through that.
Yeah, don't. I recommend not.
I got a lot of work to do for the kids out there, so
Yes.
I want to stay well. As does Christina.
Hold on.
If you guys both want to be up here, we can fit 2 people. Nope. She's like, nope, not my jam. Cool. 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 Cool.
She's running this thing, so whatever she wants.
Whatever I want. It's true. So when I hear cool, 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 I think of Community, but apparently it's a Brooklyn 99 thing or
Yeah,
Brooklyn
that's a
Brooklyn
thing.
11.
Andy
Brooklyn 99.
Sandberg has totally
Yeah,
taken
but-
that thing over.
But it was on Community first.
And I'm with you. I watched Community before
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
So can we talk about it, or we're not going to be able to talk about the fact that the junior league really is a secret society?
Oh my
It's
God.
running- You don't what? We can't talk about it. They got into you too.
They're not secret about it.
I was about to say they're
very
just a
much
society.
out front.
They have a secret handshake.
Girls run the world, Franz.
Look,
And we like them
who
too.
doesn't want to join a sorority? They're not a sorority, by the way. They get really
I was
really
about to
angry.
say that this is bad.
So this is the running joke for Karen. So Karen Profita can know the running joke. The shtick is, I have from day one wanted to be a member of this organization, which I can't join because I'm a dude. And so it's like, what do I need to do to join this? And we're not going down this road. We're not going down this road. But
I have said nothing. I'm just looking at you. Just
are we ready? Blurred lines.
Ed Sheeran. It's usually Ed Sheeran.
He is.
For bread, Sheeran.
Aaron. Ed was in Game of Thrones.
I like bread. He was.
All right, welcome back to the second half of the Geaux Rouge show. If we haven't run you off yet with the Junior League of Baton Rouge and the mayor's office at East Baton Rouge, we are going to give you a great second half. This half, we have the Kids Orchestra. We have Sam from the Kids Orchestra. And we have the very talented, the very lovely, the always fun to have a conversation with Karen Profita. Karen just tells me, hey, we're just going to talk. And I'm like, okay, whatever you want to
Cool.
talk about.
She shows up. She gets it done.
Now look, I don't want to spoil anything, but they've got some cooking things going on. Karen's doing some stuff in the community, so it'll be fun. So before we jump into that, you're listening to Franz Borkhardt. We're on Talk 107.3, also on Facebook Live. We've got Brian Haldane behind Master Controls, and we have guest host Chelsea Gidden.
Hello.
Chelsea, what's going on?
Not much. I feel like the guest is eventually going to get dropped out.
You've got to get
Co-host?
3 consecutive
Co-host?
No, you have 3 consecutive guest hosting before we will even consider, and then you have to go through a pledge process. This isn't
boy.
like LSU. There's no hazing rules. So you'll have a pledge name for a period of time, and then we'll have an initiation process.
Okay. Well, I'm on 2. I've done enough shows, but
You've
this is
done 4 total.
Right, but
not
this is 2 in a row.
consecutively. Yes. So before we
Okay.
go, we'll talk. You and I will talk.
All right.
So before we jump into Kids Orchestra, we need to talk about how it is that we even have this show. We have the following sponsors that we're very thankful for. We have La Divina Italian Cafe. La Divina is serving select wines, ice cold beer, plus their sorbet mimosa.
Oh, wait, what?
They say that it's exclusive. I think they're the only ones who have a sorbet mimosa, and that's really, from what I hear, it's really, really, really good.
And this is a breakfast and brunch?
I think you pretty much get the sorbet. Nobody's going to judge you, but like if you roll in
So,
at
like,
8 o'clock in the morning, and
If
get a
I
sorbet
go right
mimosa,
after this?
you probably could get a sorbet mimosa.
Okay. I'm not doing that. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure.
We also have Louisiana Tech Park, the Borkhardt Law Firm, Sullivan's Steakhouse, your neighborhood steak restaurant, Breck Parks, And last but not least, the Smith, Shanklin, Sosa personal injury law firm. These guys are the real deal.
They are.
If I'm the real deal in the criminal defense world, and I am the real deal in the criminal defense world, these guys are the real deal in the personal injury world. I would highly recommend you guys use them. But without further ado, Sam, what's going on, buddy?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having us.
So Sam is the education director from the Kids Orchestra, and he is here to talk about your new virtual program, correct?
Absolutely.
Jump on in, brother.
Yeah, let me start with our mission and vision. I think
Perfect.
that's always a great jumping off point to kind of set the tone for who we are.
It's your show, buddy.
Yeah, awesome. So our mission is to build a community of creative, confident, and socially engaged students through music education. Our vision is to bring Louisiana together through music. We pivoted in the spring of last year to some virtual programming, as we all know, when the pandemic hit. Everyone was at home. We had to kind of shift with all of our teaching staff, our site staff to exist in the virtual world. And we spent that time through the summer to kind of get ourselves prepped for this year and continue to pivot with all the moving factors of what this year is. And we're very excited and really, really thrilled about everything we're offering this upcoming year. So enrollment has been open for 2 weeks, and we have really 3 big options for families that are at home, kindergarten through kind of the middle school, and even tapping up into the high school world a little bit. We're offering some ways to stay enriched with music education at home. So the first being group live lessons. This is where our kids that have either been in the program or our new kids can come together and exist together in a social classroom setting after school and be with the teacher. So we have group live lessons. We also have private live lessons, all done through Zoom, which is the world that a lot of families have lived in since the spring. So we have private lessons as well, and pre-recorded lessons.
So when you're saying live, you don't mean in person. You
Correct.
mean these are happening
all
on Zoom.
virtual.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's living in the virtual world for the time being, because most after-school programs like ourselves are not allowed back on campus for the foreseeable future. So we pivoted to continue to keep our offerings a part of what the families are needing to do throughout the week and continue to enrich their lives at home. And so we're really excited about those 3 opportunities. Enrollment has been open or application has been open for 2 weeks. We're getting closer and closer to 100 kids, which we're really, really excited about already.
That's awesome. So where are these kids coming from? Not, birds and bees, but
yeah, great
where
question.
are these students
They're
coming
hiring
from?
them.
Yeah.
They're all paid actors and performers.
Great question. So we work with EBR PSS, who we have a really great relationship with, and through their generous support, East Baton Rouge School System has a scholarship program set up with us. And so if you are an East Baton Rouge Parish School System student or family, they are eligible for scholarships. We're also working with the Zachary School Systems and Baker School Systems to continue to offer our program to that kind of greater Baton Rouge area.
So this is great if you're a teacher out there listening to us and you feel like you have students who are creative or who are wanting to get into playing music of some sort. This is a great program, and especially now that it's virtual, it's a safe and easy way for them to start their musical education.
Absolutely. And on that note, I want to give a shout out to all the school day teachers, that essential staff, as they've, been dubbed, whether they don't want to be or not. They are essential people. They've been working hard. We need to care and support who they are. And they have some limitations on what they can do, and we're trying to offset some of that to continue to provide some enrichment at home.
So I'm going to interrupt you because I need a moment of healing. So these kids, do they get to pick the musical instrument?
I was about to go there, and where do they come from?
Because let's say hypothetically, when I was young, I was made to play the clarinet. And I don't know if you've ever been picked on for playing a clarinet. It hurts. It hurts deep.
Does it?
So, yeah, a little bit. I've got some issues, some residual issues there. I actually went to LSU on a music scholarship, but that's neither here nor there. So, picking the instruments, where do we get the instruments from? And then what's your max capacity?
Yeah, great questions. So, we have an instrument selection process, which through the application, all students that sign up, depending on your eligibility, there's an eligibility guide on our website, which is kidsorchestra.org. As you go through the application, you'll see that. There is then a video where you get to watch and be exposed to each instrument through our wonderful teaching artists who are great professional musicians and educators in the community. And through that, all the students and the families are exposed to that specific instrument. And then from there, they get to sign up for which instrument they are most interested in as long as they're eligible for that.
Okay. So max capacity of students.
Max capacity. We're trying to get to 200, 250 kids this year. As I said, our next goal is 100 students. We're getting closer and closer to that, which we're really excited about. And we're going to continue to push to 200 because normally during the school year when we're on site, we're serving around 300 students a year, which we're really excited about. And we're trying to do the best to reach as many people as we can right now virtually.
And so does Kids Orchestra, they provide the instruments to the kids,
Yes,
right?
thank you for that question. So part of the tuition costs, we have instruments that are worked into that. If you have your own instrument, there is a deduction as part of the tuition that comes out of that. If you have your own instrument at home and you're already a family that has some previous instrumental background or music background, we work with you on that. But we provide your own instrument, and there's no extra rental fee. It's part of the actual tuition itself.
So if someone in our lovely city wanted to donate or become a part of Kids Orchestra or sponsor a student, how can we get involved with
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Great question. So coming up, this is actually our 10th year anniversary. What an
Congrats.
odd year to have your 10th anniversary, but we are pivoting to celebrate in as many different ways as we can. And I know that there's an instrument drive coming up, which is a way for people to get those older instruments that are still usable, to get those connected directly to families that will use them. There are other moments where people that want to donate directly to the program to get some dollars towards getting a kid through the program. Other parts of the program that can then be sponsored in many different ways through our 10th year anniversary celebrations, which are kicking off. I have the date on October 2nd. We have our 10th year anniversary kickoff on Facebook, 12 to 12:30 p.m. That's a great way to kind of at least get started on where you can start communicating with us and all those celebrations and where maybe you can get engaged with us. And we would love to hear from anyone and everyone out there that loves music education in our community.
What's the website one more time?
www.kidsorchestra.org. And if you just type in Kids Orchestra Baton Rouge into Google, that's an easy place to do it too.
Last 30 seconds, Sam. What do you want to say?
The last 30 seconds.
No pressure. Now you only have 15.
Yeah, I would say at this point, we are really excited to have pivoted to where we are virtually, and we appreciate everyone that has helped us do that. All of our community partners, from Arts Council to Big Buddy, that have provided inspiration for who we are in the community to stay where we are and keep working with our kids, and all of our board members, staff, everyone that's working to support who we are in the community, and you guys for having us on to spread the word.
Not a problem. We love the Kids Orchestra. You guys have been doing some great stuff, and it's not just because you have the best coffee mug swag. They're extra big coffee mugs, by the way, guys. If you have not, look, I don't know how you could get a coffee mug. Maybe if you donate a large sum of money to the Kids Orchestra, but I'm just telling you, if you want a large coffee mug that also is good for coffee and soup, this is your coffee mug, Chelsea. So, with that being said, Sam, Education Director over at Kids Orchestra, thank you, and you guys are always invited to come on.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great day.
Yeah, you guys do the same.
So, our final guest, speaking of people who run things, if the Junior League is running some things, Karen Profita runs some things too. She's like, she could be Illuminati. No, Karen Profita is not Illuminati.
She's just Karen Profita.
All right, Karen, come on in.
Great.
So, always a pleasure to see you.
I was getting very worried where you were going there.
Oh, boy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Always be worried.
We'll go
Oh, I
for the
know better.
mimosa after
Yes,
I'm with
yes.
you.
So, how's it going?
Good. How funny to sit in this room and not be the one asking the questions.
So, the last
This is
time I was
great.
actually in this room with Karen, she was actually interviewing me
Really?
for her show. Karen used to do this awesome show, Saturday Style. I mean, that
Yes.
essentially it was an awesome show every weekend. She moved on, so now you are doing some cool things with food. I've been paying attention.
I like food.
Yeah.
So she's also married. I got to say this.
To Bill.
Bill Profita. I think they're both culinary driven.
Well, Bill and I used to both judge the jambalaya contest at Exxon together.
So
Small world.
That is tough work.
It
People
is.
don't understand.
You don't
That
understand.
is-
There's a lot of pressure.
And look, until you have had a bad jambalaya, you really don't know what can happen.
You don't.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
and then
God.
after you eat like 20 of them,
Yeah.
the
But
ones
one
that are-
burned one.
yeah.
Ooh, yep.
So
That's-
what's been going on? Talk to us about what's been going on.
Oh, all sorts of things. And so I'm trying to be like Franz Borghardt and have 500 jobs. So-
Aren't we all?
Not a good thing. Not a good
No,
thing.
but- So yeah, we're doing a lot of interesting things. There's one big project that's an economic development project
Cool.
built around the seafood industry.
Okay.
And then I got a couple of fun projects on travel and food on the side. But
We can start wherever you want.
yeah, well, let me tell you about the economic development one because I'm really thrilled with that. You know, I had been head of Louisiana's Seafood Promotion
Right.
Marketing
Sure.
Board, and during that time, I heard this guy from Iceland speak, and it was like this big aha moment when he described Iceland was only catching 40% of what they used to, but they had doubled revenue.
Huh.
And so it's like, okay, what's happening there? Well, right now, seafood, we're only selling that really to be consumed as food or in animal feed, things like that. The real money is in cosmetics, it's in pharmaceuticals, and it's in fashion. So basically, picture like we're in the dirt business, right? And we're digging the hole to get the dirt. We're pulling out the gold.
You're just throwing it
We're
away.
throwing that to the side. So we've got about 30% of everything we catch, we just throw away. And in there, there's collagen, there's omega-3, there's chitin, there's all sorts of products that have a lot of just great uses. So even you can take the skin and make a leather that is
Really?
unbelievable. Yes, very, very strong, beautiful, waterproof.
Oh, that makes sense.
So what is the plan here?
Yeah.
Because
so-
I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, so in Iceland, they started what they call an ocean cluster. A few have opened in the U.S. We don't have any on the Gulf right now. So we're trying to get that started, and it's about bringing entrepreneurs together. For instance, there is a professor at LSU who already has a patent on how to get collagen out of seafood. It is sitting there. Nobody's using it. It is available for anyone to use that knowledge and then start producing these products. So we're working with universities, we're working with economic development, and seeing if we can't finally get this launched.
Well,
on the
and
Gulf.
that's something that could bring a lot of production, maybe some jobs, maybe an
Exactly.
influx for just our entire community, our economy as Baton Rouge, or just as the state of Louisiana.
Exactly, and it can be so huge. Even things like in Iceland, they take the fish head and
Uh-huh.
they freeze dry it, and then they sell that to third world countries to use in soups. They
Huh.
make $65 million off of fish heads.
Wow.
This is the kind of money we're just ignoring. Right
Ignoring.
now. So
Wow.
yeah, there's incredible opportunity.
Can we go back to making $65 million on fish heads?
Fish heads.
Yeah, I know you're
I-
in the wrong line.
I'm
You can
cr-
have just one job.
Criminal defense, throw that to the side. I'm going to get in fish heads.
Fish heads.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
and we've got all these great university incubators across the coast, and so trying to work with those. So we're looking, at the John False Culinary Institute,
Sure.
and saying if we take collagen and we bake it into a food product, it can be a pharmaceutical. And so let's look at starting to do that. We've got our food incubator here that could make the products. We've got the business incubator, the tech park here.
Sure.
We've got IT at UL. So all these, it can help funnel to those. So we put together some tremendous industry. We're the second largest seafood producer in the nation.
This seems like a very holistic approach of utilizing every bit and piece of the fish, crustacean, whatever.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Think about, I know you've been, I think you've been to John False's boucherie.
I have.
And, you need to. So the first thing they do every morning is, as they get ready, they kill the hog, and the chefs say a prayer, thanking, the higher power for giving them this life and promising to make the best use of it by using all of it. So we're calling this respect the catch, and it's
I like
about
it.
Oh, I love
showing
that.
respect to what you're pulling out of the water by using all of it, not just taking that creature's life and not making the most of it.
Well, and I know we, as a country, we produce a lot of trash, and I can't imagine that no one's putting these things in trash. As much as we would like to think that we're being biodegradable and being
Right.
organic with the way that we're composting, that just can't be happening. So this could also be solving part of that problem.
Right. So if you're a shrimp processor, you have these big, trash bins outside where you're putting the shells after you peel them, and then you pay someone to haul them off and put them in trash. Mm-hmm. And instead, you could be turning that into. They can even make plastics from shrimp shells. So it's more environmentally friendly,
Right.
biodegradable. So many options. So we just really want to be able to open this up to entrepreneurs and get everybody working it.
So what's your trajectory on this? What can we expect to see? How can people, if they're interested in helping, getting involved?
I would love to hear from people who would be interested,
Right.
because we are very much in this launching phase.
Okay.
Originally when we had looked at this, it was going to be, we were going to have a building, this and this. It's like, no, we can do this really for a very small investment that's going to generate millions and millions for the state and for entrepreneurs. So we will be getting into a phase soon where we start looking for people to be on our board.
Awesome.
And we're looking for those entrepreneurs who want to help invest and who want to look for those opportunities. The one in Maine, you pay to be on the board, and you get first shot at the things that come out of it, investing in those companies.
Very cool.
That's
So
nice.
food, we were talking about
Yes.
food earlier too. So let's step
Yes.
to the next thing.
Yeah, so food, Bill and I throw this little holiday party every year.
Little.
I was going to say, I don't think you do
Little.
anything little, Karen.
Yeah, 200 of our closest friends, and we do all the cooking for it. And this is something we started years ago, and it's just grown and grown. But what we've learned is really how to have a party in your freezer. That means having everything ready. We start
Sure.
cooking months ahead of time, and it can be hard to find those recipes that you can just freeze, do it and forget it.
Right.
So we're starting a site. We're looking at doing some other things with it, but all about how to have a party in your freezer, whether you've got people who just drop in, or you want to have a nice backyard happy hour as we do, or you want to do a big party. These will be recipes that are easy for you to follow and keep in your freezer.
And then you can just pull them out when you
Right.
know, like, oh, it's Wednesday, people are coming over
Yeah.
Friday. Great, I'm going to thaw this. I'm going to have it ready to go. And kind of a
Exactly.
no stress prep.
Right. A lot of it comes right out of the freezer, right into the microwave or the oven, and done. So
I love that.
So during COVID, I forget what you guys called it. Y'all were taking photos of you on the outside.
backyard happy hour.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
And it's getting cool
Oh, my
out. I
goodness.
think they're coming back.
And the good thing about the backyard happy hour, Chelsea, was that it wasn't pricey. It was down. I mean, I think Ben 77 was one of the things y'all were talking about.
Yeah.
Not Ben 77 is not sponsoring the show yet, so I'm not going to give him too much.
I
love.
do love Ben 77.
I like
Yeah.
Brian Dykes. I like Ben 77.
Yes.
Great burger. Great
date place.
Great little place to get some food. Bill was telling me about is it Brennan's restaurant where you can do a
Commanders.
Commanders.
That's so cool. Okay, so it's on Wednesday nights. It's how I'm getting through COVID, is I
Okay.
look forward to Wednesday night. It's great. You buy a ticket online, and then they ship 3 wines, usually 2 cheeses, maybe a little snack type thing, 2 Calandros. You go pick that up, and then we have a virtual happy hour.
Right.
They've got bands that are there.
Oh my gosh.
You can dress up for the theme. This week is pajama party. So it is so much fun, and I mean, very interactive. But the cool thing is they're able to have on the winemakers and the cheesemakers from anywhere in the world.
That's awesome.
So you're hearing somebody from Greece. You might have somebody from
and they're
Italy
talking
on.
about the wine that was sent to you and
Yes,
the cheese that
and
was
we're
sent to
doing
you.
pairings, and it's incredible. But the cool thing is, starting, I think, next week, it goes national. So
That is
people
very
all
cool.
over the country can participate now.
That's so
uh,
awesome.
Yeah, it's really. But you know what I love? The one next week, they're going to do a half hour first, just for us Louisianians,
Oh,
because it's
that's
our
cool.
party. So we get to have our moment before let
everybody else comes
come
in.
Yeah,
So I like the educational component of this. I like the fact that they're actually teaching people about the wines in a non-pretentious manner.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I like about what you guys are kind of doing. And look, I love Bill. Bill can be Bill sometimes.
He's a lot.
But when he
telling
talks about food, though, it's interesting. When he talks about food, he's very
Italian.
He's Italian. So if you're talking about Italian food, that's a different conversation. But he's very educational.
Yes.
He reverts to
Yes.
almost like a
Teacher
have
Bill.
Have you thought about
Professor
doing
Bill.
this? Have you thought about doing this? Have you thought about doing
You
this?
gotta have fun with it. That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. That was the best thing working at the seafood board too, was getting to know the chefs and picking up little tips along the way. So we use some of those too, and like sharing those.
So let me ask you this: if we want to keep track of you, besides having you back on the show whenever you want to be on the show, if we want to keep track of either the seafood project or the culinary experience, where are we going to go to get information on?
Yeah, Facebook, we've got Party in Your Freezer.
Party
that
in
we've
Your
just
Freezer.
started. We're just
Okay.
getting that going. My seafood project is coming along. Again, you can just reach out to me, though.
Cool.
KJProfita@gmail.
So when you're on the next tier of this, let us know. We'll have you back on. Karen Profita, always a pleasure having you in the studio
So
again.
Be here anytime. I love
So
it.
I saw her recently when we were recording that Ladder and Bloom, the Real Disruptors pilot episodes. She was there directing Bill, who was directing us. It was very nice to experience that. That's about it for this episode of the Geaux Rouge Show. You've been listening to Franz Borchardt, Chelsea Giddon, and our last guest, the wonderful Karen Profita, along with the very quiet Brian Haldane this week. Brian's just been quiet. It's okay.
It's
You
all
don't have to
right.
always be chatty.
Scary.
I know. I'm not used to this level of.
What did you do to him?
I mean, you've got a cavalcade of guests here. Why would I step on any of them?
So what I really did was I may have slipped something into his coffee.
Oh God.
Is it in a big cup?
It's
I know you
Big
feel
mug?
about that.
well,
His
he
orchestra
drinks,
mug?
He drinks a lot of energy drinks. But anyways, that's it, guys. We'll see you next time.